This is the Takahe, an animal so rare that it was once thought to be extinct for over 50 years. Known and hunted by the Maori when European settlers in the 1800s moved into New Zealand, they all but finished the job off with excessive hunting. And by 1898, the Takahe was considered extinct. But after nearly 50 years of not being seen, a doctor with a keen interest in the Takahe named Jeffrey Orbell entered the scene. He was convinced it still existed and pointed towards the Murchison Mountains as the place to look. So in April 1948, Jeffrey, who was joined with a couple of friends, went on a search. And on the search, they heard calls and saw tracks, but they didn't see a bird. But if you fast forward that to November, on another search, Jeffrey found some more tracks, so decided to follow them, and this time, he rediscovered the thought to be extinct animal. Since then, at critically low numbers, the Takahe has gone from strength to strength, and now the total population is around 500 and growing. This is thanks to crucial work being carried out, parts of which include translocations to predator-free islands. And one of those islands is HikMicro, and that's where I'm headed to find myself a once extinct bird, among some other rarities. That's amazing. Hello and welcome to HikMicro. You can see just off in the distance over there we have Auckland City, quite far away from where we are right now. But it's looking pretty beautiful on the island, and I'm here for a night. I've got myself a bit of time to search for a few things. 3 things in particular that I want to see. Number 1 is the Takahe. As previously mentioned, the endemic Takahe was brought back from extinction and now currently has a population of around 500 through New Zealand. On this island though, the population is around 5 or 6, so chances of finding them are slim, but it's my main priority. Number 2, the North Island Kokako. The North Island Kokako is also an endemic bird that is rarely seen throughout New Zealand, with numbers around 5,000. On this island though, it's about 100 birds total, but due to their elusive nature, they will be hard to see, but that makes them second on my list. The third one I want to find is a kiwi. The little spotted kiwi is another endemic bird to New Zealand, and it's very rare with a population of around 1,500. On this island though, it's thought to have 60 of them patrolling through the nights, and with it being nocturnal, it's going to be hard to see. So join me on my journey over the next few hours as I go in search of some of the rarest animals in the world and some of the most elusive that are on this island right here. So here's a list of kiwi that you can find in New Zealand, and these are the sort of areas that you should be looking in right here. But we've got different scales here. So we've got the brown kiwi, 25,000. This one is one of the rarest ones you can find. That's called the Okarito, and it can be found in Okarito. It's called the Rawi on here. 350 of those. 26,000 of this one, the Kokako, I think. The great spotted kiwi is over 16,000 of those. But this one that is here on the island, the little spotted kiwi, only over 1,500. Now I've been told there's about 60 of them on this island, but trying to find them against all of this is supposedly really difficult. Now we need to wait until this goes to dark, until we do find, or try and find, a kiwi. I've got myself a little red light torch that I set up. So it was a white torch, put some red cellophane on it, and hopefully in the night time we can go out and use that. I've also got a secret weapon. I'll try and get this across to you as best as I can, but it is very, very windy on this island, so if the audio sounds terrible, I am really, really sorry. But the sun's going down. I'm gonna go off on a search now. Look at these little ducks. We've got the paradise ducks that have just flown into the yard. Hello little guys. These are really, really cool looking. Paradise shell ducks are endemic to New Zealand and are actually the second most common waterfowl behind the mallard, with a population around 700,000. Usually seen in pairs feeding or flying, they're actually unlike a lot of birds. The females are the more vibrant with their light brown body and bright white head, while the males are quite dull in comparison, but as a pair, they're really cute looking together. Something making a noise here that sounds like what a sparrow would sound like in the UK, but I don't think it is. I think this is something much brighter, much better looking. It is. It's It's a parakeet.
This is the red-crowned parakeet, or kakariki, and is another endemic bird to New Zealand. They used to be common on the mainland, but like most birds in New Zealand, they've really struggled and their population decreased massively. However, on these predator-free islands, they can be seen in good numbers, like this bird too.
I just saw something that I thought was going to be my Kokako, but it's not. This thing right in the centre of your screen is a tui. It's a very common bird in New Zealand, and it makes a really cool sound. And I was looking up there and I couldn't see the white, which gives it away. The Kokako doesn't have that, so the white here of the tui is like a little, almost like a little bow tie, and the Kokako doesn't have that. And I've seen loads of tui. They're really cool. That's it making it sound as well. They're really cool, but it's not the bird I want.
What is it?
It's over there somewhere. Now I was going to save this till later, but I want to know if there's something here that I've just missed. And I'm going to introduce you to my secret weapon. It is this. This is a thermal monocular. Now I want to give a big shout out to HikMicro for supplying this thermal monocular to me. This is the FQ25. It's wicked. It's so cool. We're going to have a look through it now to see what that thing was calling down there, and hopefully we see it. It should stand out.
This is how it looks through the HikMicro Falcon FQ25 as I searched around for whatever was making that weird noise near me. Whatever is black is more on the cold side, and whatever is white is more on the hot side, and as you can see through this, the animal making that noise has disappeared. But that's no worries, because it will come in handy more as it gets darker. Anyway, I got on with my search through the New Zealand forest, seeing what New Zealand is famous for, the ferns. Then I started to notice some odd things, and one of them got my attention.
Just stumbled upon this. I got really excited when I first saw it. A bit too bright, but I thought it was a wetter. It is, but it's a little like crocheted one, so I got really excited and it's not the real deal. That's a shame. Anyway, I'm walking down this track and I'm in the hope of hearing something, seeing something really cool. It's starting to become time where Kiwi might start to show themselves, so my fingers are crossed, because I've never seen a kiwi in the wild. I've only ever seen them in zoos, and even there it's not the easiest thing to see because it's usually pitch black. But I'm hopeful, walking on through Tiri Matangi, that I get to see one. Wow, look at that. How cool is that? So those birds are called saddlebacks, and they've got a really cool story to go along with them. I've heard a lot of them today, but I haven't been able to see them. And these two, that close to me, just ran across the boardwalk. It almost seemed like they didn't really care, but I just caught it as I was taking a nice little panoramic of this. And then all of a sudden it makes a noise and they both just come across. Ah, that was wicked.
I carried on my search for Takahe and Kokako, but nothing was to be seen, unfortunately, so I head back to the bunkhouse to prepare myself for the evening's adventures of searching for Kiwi.
It is dark now. You cannot see, so we're gonna have to... You have to get this on and go looking. We've also got the thermal as well, so we can be helped, but obviously I need to traverse myself around here. Can't do that looking through a thermal scope, so this is going to be how it's going to be. See you later, house. We're going for a kiwi. So far trekking through, not managed to come across any kiwi, but I've got my thermal on, checking as I'm walking, and I'm really hopeful. I'm fully kitted out for this. Like, I'm kitted out in a good way. It's just, can I get lucky enough to see one of these kiwi? Alright, I think, yeah, there's an animal. What is it? There's something running. Oh, it's just took off. Oh, I don't know what it is. It's making a noise. I did get it just on here though. I don't know what that was. It was in the path. I saw it on the thermal, but it's just dipped. It's bounced. Mate, I don't know what that was. Who's this little guy? Hello? What are you? Who are you? Come here. No, don't run away. Who are you? Whoa, hello. That might be a brown teal. I can't tell, it's too hard for me to see. He came running right at me. I've got him on the thermal as well. He's running into the bush now. Where are you, boss? Where are you? There you are. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, that's cool.
This was in fact a brown teal, and while not on my list for this trip, it's a super rare animal in New Zealand. Once one of the most populous birds in New Zealand, it suffered the same fate as many others. Endemic, it's now actually the rarest waterfowl that can be found in New Zealand, with an estimated population of between 2,000 to 2,500. They're also extremely limited in places where you can actually find them, but fortunately for me, Tiri Tiri Matongi is one of them.
Still going through the bush. But no sign of Kiwi yet. Haven't heard one either, which is quite disappointing. But what I did hear was a ruru, also known as a moorpork. That's an owl. So if I can get an owl, that'd be great. But I don't know, I heard it earlier and I haven't heard it recently, so chances of it like popping up now, slim. But it would be really, really cool to get an owl on footage, on the thermal, on this. Any of that would be great. Well, I can't see anything down there, but I can hear some water. Dude, just look off into this distance on thermal, and there is like some sort of like water body down there. And I managed to capture some birds on it, but I don't know what they are from this distance. It's too far away for me to tell. This is a hard game, but we're still going. We're still trying. We've had some animal sightings, but not the one I want. It's beautiful out here though. So many stars in the sky. Just give me that star on the floor. Give me that kiwi.
And shortly after that attempt at the law of attraction, something happened.
I think I can see it.
Now you may be thinking, Cookie, what are you talking about? What are you looking at? Well, it's this tiny white bit here. It's whiter than all the other bits and signifies an animal. I spooked it and it's currently standing dead still as to not be seen, but little does this fella know I have a secret weapon.
Believe it or not, kids, through there is a kiwi. Right in there. You might be able to hear it. Yes, the secret weapon came in handy. Got a kiwi. It's my first ever kiwi. Now it would be great not to see it through the thermal, but it's good enough. You know, it's good enough. I've seen a kiwi, and he's about 5 meters away from me. Little spotted kiwi to 1,500 of them in existence. And there's one right next to me. Ah, that's amazing. Morning everyone, it's day 2. I've got a few hours until the ferry leaves just down that direction. I'm off in search of the 2 birds that I didn't see yesterday. So I didn't see a Takahe and I didn't see a Kokako, but I did see a Kiwi. I woke up this morning like, I saw a Kiwi last night. Now I know it was only through thermal, but still, I saw a Kiwi. So I'm at one of the many feeding stations that are here on the island, but this one is full of tui. See all the tuies, and then the one that's just been shooed away to here, that's a bellbird.
Mate, I've just had the fright of my life. Look at this.
I thought that was one. It's not. That's a Kokako, Australian swamp hen.
Look at them. So it's they look like Takahe, but they're obviously not the Takahe. The Takahe are much bigger than that, and on first glance I always think there it is, and no, there it isn't. But I know I'm in the right area. Takahe are grassland birds, so for this remaining time I'm spending it here searching for the once extinct animal. As I was moving around searching the longer grass for a feeding Takahe, I kept getting brief moments of excitement only to be thwarted by the common and similar looking swamp hen.
I seem to find myself at a pond, but there's something like off over in that distance. It looks like on top of that, so I'm going to get out the other lens. There are some sort of like water birds in here. I'm trying to figure out what they are, but I think if I've got my right glasses on, that might be a kingfisher.
Well, I was right about the kingfisher. It was right the way over there, and that was really cool to see. Now, while I've been sat here, there's been a hive of activity going on. A few tuies have come and like jumped into the pond, give themselves a little bit of a bath and a drink. You've got those, I think they're brown teal, over sitting on the log thing, but also a parakeet went over, and I've just had some fluttering New Zealand fantails coming about as well, just like right up next to my head here. So this area has been really quite nice, but I don't think it's going to be the area to see my Takahe, so I'm going to move on. But it is really nice. Just, I mean, let me just do a pano for you guys. Like, check this out. It's really nice, eh? Big pond down here, trees everywhere, birds everywhere. Wicked. I got moving with time running out, and I was still seeing some nice things as I went.
Whoa!
Now, I don't know if you guys caught that very well, but I basically just got dive bombed by a parakeet. That was that was really weird. So I've come down this little small bit looking for the Takahe, just spooked the parakeet, and then it's decided to take its anger back out on me and be like, wait, still no luck with this Takahe though, which is really sad. Really want to see one. I'm desperate for it. But I've seen so many cool things. As I was coming back this way, I walked past the bunkhouse, and just past there I saw a kingfisher again, but this time it was on the clothing line. So like there's a little clothesline back there, and it's just perched up there. And as I walked around the corner, spooked it, flew off. So that was really annoying, because that would have been a great shot. And then there's a bush right next to it, some kereroo, which are New Zealand's green pigeons. There was two of them sat in there, and I spooked them as well. Anyway, walking through this bit,
Looking like Jurassic Park, in the hope that I can see myself a Takahe poking through some of these bushes or something. There's another tuie sat in that little tree up there. Honestly, tuies everywhere on this island, it's great. Look at this little fella. So this is a quail. Look at him. He's really cute, making a right racket.
This is also subsequently what was making that noise the day before that I somehow couldn't see.
I don't think you guys are going to be able to see it. It's called a whitehead. Really, really small and really beautiful looking. I'm not sure if we're going to get this. It's looking a bit dark in there, but I'm telling you now, there is one in there. You can probably see him flying off in the back. There we go. See how jittery they are. But they're really lovely looking. That looks like a weird place to have a little toilet. Look at it. Just a little... I don't even want to check it out. It's definitely a hole in the ground. Oh man. Oh man. Oh, it's warm in here as well. Flipping it. Sweat your chebbies off in here. Ready. Oh god. Oh god. Oh my god. Get me down. That was
absolutely disgusting. Oh my god. This is a little feeder for some of the smaller birds that are around here, because the tui are too aggressive, they're too dominant. And you'll see some little birds like this one here, which is the bellbird, being chased by another bellbird. And then also you've got stitch birds in here, which are called hihi. The bellbirds are called korimako. And yeah, they're both lovely little things. It's quite hectic this, isn't it? Flipping heck. So pretty much all that's around here are the bellbirds. You can see one just in there at the minute. All of these, pretty sure. Yeah, all of these are bellbirds. That was them making their calls there. I actually can't see a stitch bird anywhere, which is quite sad because they've got some cool colours on them. But yeah, loads and loads and loads of bellbirds, which is really nice. Where are the stitch birds? Right, here you go, there's one in there. He's just flying off around the back. This one here, there he is with the stitch noise. Oh, he's just flying off to that branch there. He's going in. There we go, stitch bird. Yay! He's cute. Still going on without any sign of a Kokako or a Takahe, I was giving up hope of seeing them on this trip. However, I did manage to find something cool on the side of a tree. Look at this. I think we can actually have a look in here. Oh, there's nothing in there. Oh, there's something in there though. You guys probably won't be able to see this. Oh, look at that. Nothing in these ones. There is something though, there's a wetter in there. That's gnarly, isn't it? It's not this big one that I want to find, but pretty sure that was either that one or that. I'm not sure. I think it was that though. Definitely wasn't that. That won't fit in there. It's too big. Now the giant wetter, while they are on this island, are apparently really hard to find. They're like in the trees and they don't come out much during the day. So I don't think I'm going to have much chance of finding them. I've got other things on my list, you know. And one of those things decided to grab my attention. Pretty sure I can hear a Kokako. I'm almost certain it's a Kokako. I don't know if you guys can hear it. The sound it makes is almost like, you know, when you got a creaky door. When you like close a creaky door slowly, it sounds like that. It's like that, right? I can hear it. But it sounds up high and I can't see anything. And unfortunately, the sound vanished and I didn't get to see if it was a Kokako making the noise, sadly. It felt close, but I just couldn't locate it. So from here, I went back to the bunkhouse to gather away my things, but just as I was before the entrance, I noticed someone staring at a tree. Kokako, right in there. Unbelievably and rather annoyingly, there was a North Island Kokako right outside the bunkhouse. It was amazing to see such a beautiful, rare and elusive bird right in front of me, and if I had known, I wouldn't have travelled all over the island for it and just waited at the bunkhouse. Like most animals in New Zealand, these were all but wiped out by the invasive predators that the European settlers introduced. They're actually quite bad flyers and will mostly run around treetops and branches with short wing flaps, but have also been known to glide quite well. They generally eat fruit and leaves, which is what you can see them doing in this footage. It was great for me to hear one earlier on doing its haunting call, but also to get to see it this close was an absolute privilege. After that excitement of the Kokako, I was resigned to the bunkhouse to get ready to leave the island. Happy that I'd seen Kiwi in the night and then the recent Kokako, I was a bit gutted not to have seen a Takahe and was mulling over it in the shared area of the bunkhouse with a few others. I mean, what can you expect really? A bird that was once considered extinct with only a population of 500 total and 5 to 6 on this island. It was always going to be a hard task. So I decided to watch these swamp hens messing around in a water trough from the bunkhouse window, and that's when I spotted something lurking at the back. Look, it's Takahe. That's amazing. I couldn't believe it. The once extinct Takahe came in clutch right at the very end of my trip, and just like the Kokako, happened to be next to the bunkhouse. What made this better though was not only that there was one Takahe, but there was also a second. And even better than that, they had a chick with them too. And as I sat there taking this all in, I tried to think about how it must have felt all those years ago when Jeffrey Orbell rediscovered them in the Murchison Mountains. A prehistoric looking bird, the largest rail on the planet. Back then, it was like chasing a myth, but thanks to his dedication, this bird is still around and I get to witness it with my very own eyes.